Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Kol Haloyim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Harakah Kodash. For blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwath that's keeping the faith in the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, surely Yahweh power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. All right, so that's thus says the Lord. It's a time for everything. So that means that for the prophecies and for the word's sake, some things may not go until the prophets speak it. Because the prophets have to speak it in order for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to do it. Because that's the order which we just read. Right? Let me go to Jeremiah 28 and 8. Right? Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8 says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right? So that's always been in our bloodline, man. Our families have always prophesied of things to come. Right? Even going all the way up until slavery times with Nat Turner. Right? Even all the way up until now with our apostles and elders. Right? Prophesying, thus says the Lord, through the word. Right? Let me go to Matthew chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. All right, the Most High has blessed our apostles and elders to be able to teach us so that we can see the prophecies come to pass. And one said prophecy is the fall of Babylon, right? And we're witnessing that. But see, this is the thing. We ain't the only ones who can see the fall of Babylon, right? Because it's prophesied. We go to the book of Job. Job 21 and 17 says, how oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them. Right? God distributeth sorrows in his anger. Right? How often, right, is the candle of the wicked put out? How often do these kingdoms fall? Like we just read in Jeremiah 28. That's just the theme of the world. That's the theme of the earth. Somebody rules it, somebody falls. Constantly until the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? Which in turn is the kingdom of Yashar Allah, right? But it says, read that again, Job 21:17, how oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them. Power distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth. Power layeth up his iniquity for his children, right? Because once a kingdom falls and raises back up, those are the kids of the wicked that are just passing their rulership from one amongst another, keeping it out of our hands, right? Job 21:19, it says, power layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. This devil fully understands what's happening. Especially since the Most High has put the spirit in the prophets to go out and prophesy boldly like a lion, like it says we would do in the scriptures, right? The downfall of this kingdom and the truth of the gospel, man, right? Verse 20, it says, his eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. And with that, let this video play, and I'll be back.
From one one wartime leader to another, let's talk about Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky. He was everywhere in 2022, in posters, in parliaments, in newspapers. He was arguably the most discussed person on earth. But all that has changed. Zelensky is running out of money to fight Russia, and his banker has shut shop. I'm talking about the United States. Joe Biden asked the US Congress for more money, around $61 billion for Ukraine, but Republicans in Congress said no. So Zelensky hopped on a flight. He spent the whole of Tuesday in Washington, D.C. He met Republicans, he met Democrats, he also met President Joe Biden. His mission was to rally American lawmakers. Unfortunately, he failed. The Republicans are not going to budge. Let me tell you how the day unfolded. First, Zelensky headed to the U.S. Capitol, which is their parliament. He met senior Democrats and Republicans. Here's what the Senate Majority Leader said afterwards.
It was a very powerful meeting. President Zelensky made it so clear how he needs help. But if he gets the help, he can win this war. On the other hand, he made it clear, and we all made it clear, that if we lose, Putin wins. And this will be very, very dangerous for the United States. We cannot let.
Notice how they go direct to a buddy or Putin, right? Ain't got nothing to do with democracy, right? Ain't got nothing to do with stability in that region. Basically, all of the different tales that they were spinning when this thing first started, and it solely rests on the shoulders of Putin. Why? Because these devils have been told through the prophets, right, loud and clear. Ezekiel 38, right, in the book of Revelation, where it speaks about Gog and Magog. They understand. Revelation 13. Russia is the end of their rule. They know that. We done broke it down so many times, and you best believe they got so many people watching our videos, man. So many people are getting this gospel, and they are terrified, right?
Influence through any surrogate. What we need to do for Ukraine.
A meeting can be good. It can be bad. It can also be okayish. But how can a meeting be powerful? That's what you say when talks fail. Powerful meeting. And the mood in Washington, D.C. reflected that. Zelensky had visited the U.S. Capitol in December last year. The atmosphere was very different then. Kiev's counteroffensive had been a success. Russia was isolated. Washington was draped in Ukrainian flags. Zelensky even addressed a joint session of the U.S. Congress. But this time, it was low-key, a very business-like mood, and the reasons are obvious. Kiev's second counteroffensive has failed, so U.S. lawmakers are asking, why should we give you more money? What's the strategy here? And yes, there is domestic politics too. Republicans want to give the aid on one condition. They want more funding for the southern border, basically tougher immigration curbs.
Babylon catching it on all sides, right? They didn't make that movie. I keep forgetting the name of this film. What is it? Let Go of the World? Or hold on, man. Let me try to find it. Hold on. It's a lot. 1 second. Leave the World Behind. Right? That's why they making films like Don't Look Up, Get Out. Right? They making these movies for a reason, man. They are done and they know it. Right? These devils fully understand this a wrap. This ain't no different than any other kingdom in times past. If you study history, you see it. We just read it in the scriptures. What's happening today ain't nothing new. The only difference about what's happening today is the Lord is ushering in the kingdom of the Lord. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's the difference. Right? And these devils are steadily trying to push hope in things getting back to. And that's not the case at all. It's Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. Right? That's thus says the Lord, and we clearly see it, man. Right? Let me go to Jeremiah chapter 3. And verse 23. Let's see. So Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 23 says, truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains. Truly in Yahweh our power is the salvation of Yashar Allah, which is Israel. Right? It's hopeless, man. Believing that they can regain the status of the old daughter of Babylon. It's a wrap. It's over with. Right? So you finna see this devil get real loose. Right? You finna see this devil get real ill. You go to the book of Revelation, chapter 12. And verse 12 says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? So you finna start seeing drastic changes in the daughter of Babylon and really all around the world. And the men of the Lord have been explaining why. So when that time comes, if you lost in the dark, you just lost in the dark. As far as the elect goes, Isaiah 33 and 6 says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. Right? The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Ratazah, I'm in that number. And if you're watching and you can understand and hear, you are in that number as well. Meantime, between time, Abad Babal. So with that, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Ratazah, these precepts in this video were edifying. Call Haloyim La Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakah Kodash, Shalom Yashar Allah.